All right. The chapter coordinate geometry in 10th grade has three broad topics. Okay. The first one is distance formula. And the second one is section formula. Basically, you have three formulas. That's all. Section formula. And you're taking this down as we talk, okay? And the last one is area of a triangle. Now, this area of a triangle is using trapeziums, okay? Actually, leave that. Just write area of a triangle. It's a different kind of formula which will come here, which will help. It will be like shorter, right? Now, the distance formula has one subtopic inside it. That is distance, not subtopic, sub formula. It is distance from origin, okay? Distance of a point from origin. We are just making this map in a short way. So distance from origin. Section formula ka also has a subtopic, sub formula type thing. It's called midpoint of a line segment. Okay, midpoint of a line segment. Area of a triangle does not have much anything else. Okay, that's all. This chapter is just this big. All right, so we're going to target completion in 4 to 5 classes. Okay, end of this week. And yeah, I'll give you guys 30 seconds to take this map down, and then we'll get started. Okay, you have 30 seconds. Be quick. Give me a type done once you're done taking this down. 1. All right, let's continue. Now, let's begin with, okay, this was a chapter map. Now let's begin with what we already know about coordinate geometry, okay? Anyone remembers the chapter? What is the basics of that? Anyone remembers the chapter basics? Why did we use coordinate geometry and what we did with it? We have discussed a lot of time. Throwing a ball on the wall. Okay, when I throw a ball on the wall, to tell exactly where the ball hit the wall, or just to say any point on the wall, where is that point? Okay, to be able to say that exactly, yes, Dikshit, to be able to say that exactly, we have to, we need some reference. Okay, so we use a corner point, is to say a location exactly. Yes, Dilruba, perfectly. So to you say a location exactly, to be able to communicate that to another person, we need a starting point and we need two axes, two directions. Okay, we go in this direction in this way, and using that we make the communication happen. Okay, in the interest of time, I'm just going to be very quick with it. Okay, we have done it in 8th and 9th, so we have the we have a clear idea of like what is the use of this particular thing. We have okay, Google Maps uses it. Any map uses it for a fact. Like not just Google Map. Whenever you make a map, you have coordinates. You have two coordinates using which you locate something on a plane. Okay. So all right, getting to business. Coordinate geometry is the language, or is the geometry using which is a method using which you are able to communicate location of a point to another person. Okay, so if we have to on the screen right now, leave all these. Okay, on the screen right now, if you have to tell where is this red dot, okay, to be able to tell that, you have to use some measurements from some corner of a screen. Okay, you have to start, okay, this corner of the screen I'll start, and from this corner I will go right maybe 5 steps, or you can say 5 centimeter, depending on what the step size is. And then I will take a 90-degree turn and go up, or go whichever direction, whichever communication method you've established. So you go up 4 steps maybe. Okay, now up is not north south ka up wala confusion we have cleared already. That's, I hope that's clear with you. Now here, this we what do we use? What do we need? We need 2 directions. Okay, this is one direction, this is one direction. We're going right and left. So right, left is one direction, and vertically up and down is one direction. Okay, and we need a point of origin, a starting point, origin to start. Okay, now origin and 2 directions. that with this much information, I can communicate to any person which point I am talking about, how to locate a point on a plane or a flat plane. Okay. When we go to 3D, instead of 2 directions, you will need 3 directions. Okay. That's beyond our syllabus in 10th grade, but it is beautiful to study that when you go higher up, and it will be used a lot in physics also. But that depends if you're taking science ahead. Okay. Now, so just to simplify, just to make our language, our communication very simple, mathematicians have chosen to call these 2 directions as x-axis and y-axis. Okay, these 2 axes as x-axis and y-axis. Now each axis, you think of it as a lumber line. There is an origin, okay, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay, and it as like a number line, it goes left also, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. Same way, y dash. This is another axis. This is the vertical axis. 1, 2, 3, -1, -2. Okay, -3. Now, if suppose now in this system right now on our screen, we have an origin and we have 2 directions of reference. Okay, we have 2 directions. This whole system will be called, as you go higher up in physics and maths, you especially in physics, you'll start calling it as a frame of reference. Okay, it's just something which I'm just an extra information which I'm passing on here, not important for an exam. Basically, the 2 coordinate axes which you're using and the origin together, these 3 things together is called the frame of reference, because using that, referring to that only, we are talking about any location. Okay, without that, we will not be able to communicate about, like, the location of which points, which location you're talking about. Okay, does this all make sense so far? Is this all familiar for us? Can I get a 55 in the chat box? How are you feeling? Sometimes 1 direction will be enough, Dikshit. That is only when, suppose Dikshit, 1 direction will be enough only when you have one-dimensional system. Okay, which is basically you only have this line. In this 1 direction is enough. Go right or go left, 5 steps. But if you have a plane, then 1 direction is not enough. Okay, it is directly related to the number of dimensions you have. If you have 2 dimensions, you will need 2 directions. If you have a single dimension, you will need only 1 direction. If you have 3 dimensions, that's our real world, you will need 3 directions, all at 90 degrees to each other. Okay, does that make sense, Dikshit? Displacement, fantastic. You've come to displacement, and that's going to be our actually first thing that we're going to study here. But before we go to that, let's get some language out of the way. Now, suppose I'm going to talk, suppose I talk about, let's take this particular point. Okay, this particular point here. Let's take this particular point here. Okay, now this particular point A, is labeled 3, 2. The point A, I'm calling it 3, sorry, not labeled. This point A is labeled as A. Okay, this point is labeled as A. Now, if you have to tell someone where is A, okay, where is the point A, to be able to tell that to someone, all right, you need, okay, origin is fixed, x-axis and y-axis is fixed. Okay, this has been fixed. Now you have to tell someone where is the point A. What are you going to do? You're going to say, to get to point A, to reach point A, from the origin, you go 3 steps to the right. Okay, that is 3 steps on the x-axis. 1 second, who's 3 steps on the x-axis to the positive direction of x-axis, and then you go 2 steps to the on the y-axis direction, that is the positive y direction, that is go up to 2 steps. Okay, this is how you will communicate to someone you want to tell where A is. You can also communicate in another way. You can say go 2 steps in the y direction first, and then go 3 steps on the right side, positive x direction. Okay, that's another way of saying it. All right, but in the end, you're using these 2 directions if you have this frame of reference fixed, if you have x and y axis fixed. All right, there might be, you will say, sir, I can use some, I can go directly also, but then to be able to go directly, you will need a different, like you will not be able to communicate it clearly, right? Like what is this direction? We have fixed, the minimum we have fixed is x and y, okay? Otherwise you will need one more direction this in this angle, okay? So just to be clear, if we fix x and y, then it's very easy for us to communicate where the point A is. All right. And just like that, not just A, any other point. Suppose we take this particular point, okay? This particular point B. Now to reach B, you have to go -5 steps in X. -5 means, now -5, you remember number line, minus gives the direction. So left side, the negative x direction, you go 5 steps, and then how many steps in y? +3, okay? -5 plus 3, -5 plus 3, okay? -5 and +3. So you are going 3 steps in the positive direction of y, okay? 3 steps in positive y, all right? After going 5 steps in negative y. Now, or you can think about it other way also. You can go say, I'll go first 3 steps here and then I'll go -5 steps here. Your choice, okay? Whichever way you want to think. Now, as we saw here, this A, K, next to A, we can write 3, 2, okay? This 3, 2, okay? 3, 2 is the, or you can say 3, 2 are the, I don't know if you say are the or is the, 3, 2 is the coordinates of, are the coordinates of A, I don't know, I'm not sure about that, okay? So I don't know if you call it as plural. So are the coordinates of point A, all right? And -5, 3 are the coordinates of point B, all right? So this is another piece of language which you need to be good. It's called the, so we say 3, 2 is a coordinate. Basically in the first coordinate, in the first, so each point will have 2 coordinates. The first one is the x coordinate and the second one is the y coordinate, correct? The first one is the x coordinate and the second one is y coordinate. We can just write it as x, y, okay? Now, the first coordinate or the x coordinate implies how many steps from the origin, how many steps you have to take in the x direction, okay? And y implies from the origin how many steps you have to take in the y direction. Okay with that so far? The x coordinate is also called the abscissa and the y coordinate is also called the ordinate. Everyone familiar with this word? With these words, can I get a thumbs up on screen if we are clear so far? Yeah. Any problems? Anything? Any confusion?
Sir, is this revision or we should copy, sir?
Good question, Riza. I think this much we can quickly copy down.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
I'll give you 1 minute if you can quickly copy down. Okay, it can be rough, but just quickly copy down. Okay. Now, one more important thing which we need to be clear about in coordinate geometry is the quadrants. Okay, you can actually let's listen to me first, then we'll copy down together. Okay, quadrants. Okay, what is quadrants? Now, this full space which comes between positive x and positive y. So basically, when I draw two axes, x-axis and y-axis, that plane, no, this full plane I'm dividing into 4 parts. Your screen is being divided into 4 parts when you draw any 2 lines 90 degree to each other. Okay, any angle is fine, but right now we are for this coordinate geometry we're doing at 90 degree. Okay, now this the division. So here we call this one as the first quadrant where it is x is also positive and y is also positive. Here we call the second quadrant where x is negative and y is positive. Third quadrant is where both are negative. If you see, if I take any point here, I will get C as -2, -2, correct? -2, -2, right? And the fourth quadrant is x is positive but y is negative. Okay, if I take a point here, I will get x as 3 and y as -3. Okay, so this is 3 comma -3. All right. Now if you are, so if you have to find the coordinate, okay, be with me here. If you have to find the coordinate, what do you have to do to find? I have drawn this. I'm writing this as D. Okay. Can you tell me how will I find the coordinate? Okay, think about that. To do that, all I have to do is drop a perpendicular to x-axis and drop a perpendicular to y-axis. Okay. So the perpendicular to x-axis, where it touches it at 2. So the first x coordinate is 2. The perpendicular to y-axis touches it at -3, touches y-axis at -3. So the y coordinate or the ordinate is -3. Everyone good so far? Any confusions? There are 4 quadrants, and is that is done. How to find a coordinate, how to do that is done. Yeah. Now this was all the background so far. Okay, anything which I'm missing? So x coordinate, okay, this is another good point. X coordinate, suppose 2, okay, x coordinate actually gives you the distance from y-axis. Can you see this? Distance from y-axis is 2. So this is another point which we have touched upon in the last year multiple times, in this year also when we start linear equation. So if say x coordinate will give you how far this point is from y-axis. Okay, what is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis? Y coordinate will give you how far it is from x-axis. Okay, that's another important thing which we have to be very, very clear about. Okay, let's Bindu go ahead.
Sir, I didn't understand just you said just now x coordinate and y coordinate.
X coordinate 3. Okay, this is, you are clear that A ka coordinates is 3 and 2.
Yes, sir.
You're clear with that? You're clear how to find it by dropping perpendicular?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Bindu, my question is, how far is point A from the y-axis? How far is it from the y-axis? What will your answer be? How many units far is it from the y-axis? To find the distance, go ahead.
2, sir.
How to, Bindu? If I go 2 units here, I will only reach here. I have not reached it. Bindu, are you getting me? Bindu, to find distance of a point from a line, any point, any line, what will I do? I'll drop perpendicular, no?
Yes, sir.
This will be the distance, no? Of point A from line L, correct?
Yes, sir, got it.
Now, to find the distance of point A from y-axis, I will drop a perpendicular, no? And I will check what's the length of this perpendicular. The length of this perpendicular is nothing but the length of this much, right?
Yes, sir.
Which is matching to the x coordinate. Are you understanding me, Bindu?
Yes, sir, clear.
Same way, y wala is matching to the distance from x-axis. Okay with that? Bindu, we good? Shall I move ahead? Okay, thank you for asking this and clarifying this, helping me clarify this for the class again. Okay, so x coordinate, let's take this down also. X coordinate gives us the perpendicular distance of a point from the y-axis, and y coordinate gives us the perpendicular distance of a point from the x-axis. All right. So that's all as revision, I think. I'll give you guys, actually, just share the screenshot here. 10 seconds. All right. Now, The first topic of this chapter in grade 10 is the distance formula. Okay, I want to write the side heading as distance formula, preferably in a fresh page. Okay, distance formula. All right, we are not going to get into a lot of exploration here. We're going to go straight to the point. Now, what is the distance formula? Okay, like the name says, and like the question which Dikshit has already asked, distance formula gives us the distance of one coordinate point from another coordinate point. Okay, I'll explain in a bit what I'm talking about. Now you have x-axis, y-axis, and origin. Yeah, let's number this a little bit. 3. I should keep this. All right, now think of any 2 points here. Okay, let there be like let it be like let be a point P here and a point Q here. Okay, can the point P, okay, the coordinates of point P will be 3, 0, right? So this is, if I draw perpendicular to x-axis, nothing is happening. So like it's 3 only here, and y-axis direction is 0, so nothing goes, it doesn't go up anywhere. 3, 0, and Q is 6, 0. Okay. Now, Hemanji, can you tell me what's the distance between P and Q? What's the distance between the points P and Q?
Sir, 4 units.
Are you sure? 4 units? How did you find that? From P to Q, what's the distance?
Sir, 3, sir.
3. How are you getting that?
4, 5 from
So I'm
P
taking
to
3 steps, right? 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Basically, you have to find the distance. When I say the distance between P and Q, you have to find the length of this line segment. Can we say that? You have to find the length of this line segment. Is that okay with everyone? Give me a thumbs up if you're good, if you're following me here. The distance between P and Q is the length of the line segment PQ. Yeah. Mansa, Kishan, MG, you guys are not following? Dikshit?
Sir, it's not there.
I gave thumbs up, sir.
All right. Now let me take this question. Let me change the question a little bit. Okay. Supposing you have this point here, say M, and this point here, N. Okay. What's the distance between these two? Dikshit, can you tell me what will be the distance between these two?
Sir, again 3 units.
Again 3. Can you tell me the coordinates of these 2 points, Dikshit?
Yes, sir. 1, 1. M is 1, 1, sir.
You're wrong, Dikshit. What is M? 1, 1 is here. This is 1, 1. What is M? What is its x coordinate?
Sir, it's 0, sir.
It's 0, 1. Okay. So M is 0, 1, and N is
0, 4.
0, 4. Just to recap, all points on the x-axis will have some x coordinate and y will be 0. All points on y-axis will have some 0 as x coordinate and y will be some number. Okay, this is something probably we missed during revision. Just that we are going to do that. Okay, so the distance here, you're right, Dikshit, is another again 3 units. Okay, there's the length of the line segment MN. All right, now I want you to think about this. Okay, how can we actually find the distance between this point N and this point P? Okay, this point N is 0, 4, and this point P is 0, 3, 0. How do you have any thoughts on how we can find this distance? Question is open. Question is open. What's the distance between N and P? Whatever answer you have, whatever is coming to your mind, I want you to type it in the chat box. Okay, and if you have some idea, raise your hands. Provided you have not studied this elsewhere. Yeah. Okay, MG is already answered. All right. Anyone else? Any other thoughts? Riza is raising her hands. Okay. Okay, Nishchay is also answering. Okay, go ahead, MG. What are your thoughts?
Sir, as we can take y-axis as the one side length, sir,
Hmm?
and the point P where is, sir, that side as one another side of a triangle, sir. When we join NP, sir,
Mm-hmm.
when then angle NOP will be 90 degrees, sir,
Mm-hmm.
because the axes are perpendicular to each other, sir. So
Perfect.
so we use the distance like 1, 2, 3, 4 units, sir, and the here 1, 2, 3 units.
Hmm.
Then we'll find out using Pythagoras theorem.
Perfect. So what do you think NP will be?
5, sir.
5. Pythagorean triplet we already know. Okay. Perfect. Very well answered, MG. And I'm sure Riza also had the same answer here. Okay. Nishchay also kind of figured it out in chat. So, one second. Yeah. Okay. So you're right, MG. Okay. Now we have, we can use the Pythagoras theorem to find this distance. Okay. And I'll give you, MG, I'll give you 10 points here. All right. Now, I want you guys to start thinking, okay, this is all fine. Okay. We found these points on the axis. So we knew that they were forming a right angle. So it was very clear for us. Now, okay. Now, Dikshit, good thought, but I don't think it'll work here. Okay. That was a good thought. Okay. Now, I do. Maybe if we had more time, we would have explored that thought. Okay, it looks very interesting. But right now, jumping into it. Now think about this. Okay, now I have a point. Let's say this is let's say this is 5. Okay, now I have a point here. Okay, this is, let's say P is here right now. Okay, let's call it A. A is here right now. This point's coordinate. Can Tulsi tell me the point's coordinate here? And let's take B as here right now. Okay. Tulsi, can you tell me the point A's coordinates? And
Sir, 3,0.
3, 0.
No, sir. 3, yes, sir.
3, 0, no?
3,1, sir.
Drawing and giving you the same. 3, 0 means it will be here only, da. It will be this point.
I saw that red point and.
Okay. 3, 1 it is. And B is. Bindu, can you tell me what B will be? What will be the coordinates of point B?
So 6,5.
6, 5. We good with that? So now my question is, now we are imagining what to do when we have such a situation. Okay, how will we find the distance between A and B? Okay, how will we find the length of the line segment AB? Now that's where the distance formula comes in. Okay, any thoughts anyone has? Any thoughts anyone has? I'll give you guys a minute to think. Okay, I really want like this not to be just given out. So take a minute to think and then we will proceed. Okay, anyone has any thoughts? Raise your hands. My question, Deepak, is how will we find now? No, so we know how to find distance between this point and this point. We understood. We know how to find distance between this and this point. We know also how to find distance between this and this point. Okay, we know we'll use Pythagoras theorem and we'll find this distance. Okay. But how will you find this distance? How will you find the distance between point A and point B right now in the figure? Okay, it's not directly clear to us, but how will we find? That's the question. Okay, we'll see.
Sir, we'll plot the perpendicular of B point where it is there, no, sir.
Okay, to
From the to a y x-axis, sir.
okay, plotting to x-axis. All right.
And then even this A also, sir. That one also, sir.
Okay.
So there we got, no, sir, segment from 3 to 6.
Okay. So
I think that is segment. That is the distance, sir.
this is the distance you're saying from A to B. So you're saying this, but Tulsi, I wanted to think about this. This distance How many of you think that Tulsi is correct here, that this is the distance between A to B? See, from A to B, if I go, so see B to A, if I take 3 like this, it will, I think 3 will only come till here, no, somewhere, Tulsi. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is definitely not the distance, and the reason is very simple, because this distance has to be more than this distance, right? Okay, let me get into it. Actually, you see, Tulsi, why this is not distance? This distance is actually same as this distance. Okay. Now there's a triangle being formed here. This distance has to be less than this distance, no, because it's like a hypotenuse. Correct with that? Good with that, Tulsi? So 3, I cannot say that the distance between A and B will be 3. It might be till here. 3 might be till here. Okay, Tulsi?
Yes.
Tulsi, we good? But okay, let's get into it right now. I don't want to take another class on this. So, but Tulsi is on the right track a little bit. When she's dropping these perpendiculars, she's also giving us the idea here that I can find this length. Okay. Now, when I'll drop one more perpendicular along with what Tulsi has dropped. Okay. Basically, if I drop this perpendicular also, okay, now I have this distance is 3. I know that. How did I get that? I got it by saying this is 6, this is 3, so just 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay. And I know this distance also. How much is this distance? Anyone? How much is this distance? Anyone? How much is this distance? Bindu?
Sir, 4.
How are you getting 4?
Sir, from 5, we can come.
Perfect, perfect, Bindu. See, this is 5, this is 1, correct? This full is 5, this full is 1. This 1 comes till here. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, here, Bindu, are we following what Bindu is saying? So this is 4. So right now, can I find? I have this as 3, I have this as 4. Can I find? This is a 90-degree angle. Can I find this? This will also be 5, right? I can use Pythagoras theorem and find this. Everyone good with me? So good with here, whatever has happened so far. Can I get a fist to 5 in the chat box? What we discussed so far? Yeah. So Bindu is saying, sir, this distance is 4 because this full distance is 5 and this distance is 1. Okay. How are we getting that? 5 minus 1. All right. Same way, this distance is 3. How can we say that? Because this full distance is 6. This full distance is 6 and this distance is 3. So I'm going to subtract that. I will get this as 3. Okay. Which means I have this as 4. I have this as 3. I can use Pythagoras theorem and I can find this particular distance. So the conclusion, the moral of the story is that Pythagoras theorem is enough for us to find the distance between any 2 points on the coordinate plane. Okay. Wherever these 2 points are, suppose this point is here, let's say P here and Q here. Okay. P here and Q here. I have to find PQ. Okay. What do I need to do? I need to end up making a right triangle. That's all. I'll make a right triangle like this. I'll make a right triangle like this. Okay. To find this, what will I do? I'll just find I'll again do the same thing. Okay. I'll find this length. I'll find this length and I'll do that square plus this square ka upar root. I'll use Pythagoras theorem and I'll find PQ. Okay. So the Pythagoras theorem is enough for us to find the distance between any 2 points on the coordinate plane, and that's what gives us the distance formula. Okay. So just to like come back to it, we'll derive the formula right now. Okay. You will be taking this diagram down, but in a minute, I'll derive the formula off and then we will take down things. Okay. Now I want you to think about this. Okay. Let's label this point as P. Okay. Let's label this point as Q and this point as R. Okay. Now think about it. Okay, to find the distance AB, okay, I'm going to use the triangle triangle APB, right? Triangle APB mein, so I have already already have dropped perpendicular here, drop perpendicular, drop perpendicular. Okay, I'm not going to write the whole derivation. Okay, just so that we are able to imagine. In triangle APB, okay, I have AB square is equal to PB square plus PA square, right? PB square plus PA square. So my AB square will be equal to root, AB will be equal to root over PB square plus PA square. Everyone okay with this so far? Now, what am I going to do? Okay, now what are we going to do? So we have to derive a formula. We can't use 6531 and all. Okay, we can't use 6531 and all. We have to derive a formula which will work for everything. All right. So what are we going to do right now? Is forget this for a minute. Okay, and okay, let this be there. Forget the coordinates for a minute. Okay. These coordinates should be general, right? So we will write this one as, let's this one be x1 comma y1, and let this one be x2 comma y2. Okay, x1 comma y1, x2 comma y2. Everyone okay with this coordinates? Okay, let a is x1 comma y1 and b is x2 comma y2. Okay, now I want you to think what will be the length of, so it is saying PB square plus PA square. Let's write PA square plus PB square. Okay, PA square plus PB square. Okay, now PA square is basically RQ square. RQ square is basically x2. This will be x2. Okay, x2 minus x1. Correct. So we get PA square as x2 minus x1 the whole x2 minus x1 the whole square, and PB square. What did Bindu do to find PB? She did this minus this, right? That's basically y2 minus y1. Okay, so plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Okay, y2 minus y1 the whole square. This is PB square, this is PA square. What do I have to do? This is the root of this. Okay, that's my distance formula. So in a nutshell, just to write it again properly, distance between two points x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2 is given by the formula distance is equal to root over, what did Bindu do? x2 minus x1 the whole square. x2 minus x1 is basically this distance, and y2 minus y1 is basically this distance, which is the base and the height of the right triangle. Okay, x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Okay, that's my distance, and this is my distance formula. How are you feeling about this whole derivation? How are you feeling about this whole discussion? And where are we right now? 5 to 5. Can I get a check in the chat box quickly? Let's do a simple question. Actually, you know what? Just take a snap of this first, and then we'll do a simple question. A simple question first. Okay. If the question says, find the distance between the points. First one is 2, 3 and minus 1, 2. Okay. Find the distance between these 2 points. What do I have to do? It's simple. It's very, very simple here. Okay. This is x1, x2. You can take, sorry, x1, x2, y1, y2. Okay, you can take anyone as x1, x2, y1, y2, and I'll discuss why that is possible, okay, in a bit. Right now, so I'm taking x1, this is x1, y1, this one is x2, y2. Okay, so my distance is equal to, I have to obviously write the formula every time, root over x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Okay, positive root I'm taking. If you notice, we did not take that. So when we took the root here, we took positive root only. Negative root should also have been there, but it's not there because it is distance. We have touched upon this in quadratic equations. Okay, so that's equal to root over. So I'm taking x2. So x2 is what? X2 is this minus 1. Okay, whichever one you want to take, but take that one only. Okay, so x2 is minus 1 minus x1 is what? 2. Okay, minus 1 minus 2 the whole square plus y2 minus y1. y2 is 2, y1 is 3. So 2 minus 3 the whole square. All right, so upper root. Keep the root as it is, make the numbers inside a single number, then do with it. Okay, so you have minus 3 the whole square. Okay, minus 1 minus 2 as well, plus minus 1 the whole square. That's equal to root over minus 3 ka whole square is 9. See, minus ka square when you do, it will become plus. Minus into minus is plus. So this became 9. And this became minus 1 ka whole square. Again, minus ka whole square is plus. So plus plus only. 1 ka square is 1. So that gives you root over 10. You can stop here. Okay, you don't have to find root 10. Root 10 units. How are we feeling about this question? How are we feeling about this question, this calculation? Take a minute to process it. Are we at a 5 in this? Are we clearly at a 5 in this? Okay, can I get a fist if I in the chat box quickly? You have a minute to take it down if you want. Actually, you should take it down. This question, you quickly take it down. You have a minute. Okay. Very simple. Sometimes, you know, so 10, we already know that it's not a perfect square. 9 is a perfect square. Next one is 16. Okay. So 10, you can't simplify much. 10, even if you do, you will get root over 2 into 5. You cannot take anything out. Okay. Generally simplify it to an extent, but you can leave irrational as irrational. If you can find square root, if it's a perfect square or like something which has something which can be taken out of this root, you take it out. Suppose it was 20 and not 10, I would have 2 into 5. So you can take out 2 root 5. Okay. So in that case, you do this simplification, you do and leave, but no need to find root 5 and multiply and all that. All you need to do. Okay. Is it clear with us? Moving ahead in 10 seconds. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. All right. Now I told you, you can take x1 and x2 anywhere. Okay. Why am I saying that? Does anyone have an idea here? Okay. Why am I saying you can take this one as x1, x2, also, x1, y1 also? You can take this one also as x1, y1. Only one x1, y1 you can take, anyone other one also you can take x1, y1. Basically what I'm saying is, instead of doing this, okay, I could have taken this as x2, y2 and this one as x1, y1. Okay, why am I saying I can do that? Nishchay, can you unmute and answer please? You're absolutely right.
Sir, because we are taking squares of it.
Perfect, because we are taking square. Even after subtracting, we are actually taking square. So if I do this, okay, if I do this, I'll just show it to you. So I can do, so I'll get what? 2 minus minus 1. Sorry, first let's do this, okay? So I'm taking ulta, okay? If I take ulta, that is I'm taking, okay, let me do it here. Root over, if I take 2 as this, so I'll get x2 as this, okay? 2 minus 1 is there. So 2 minus minus 1, the whole square, plus y2 is 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 the whole square. What do I get? I get 2 plus 1 the whole square plus 1 the whole square. Okay, that will give me root over 3 square plus 1 square. That is equal to 9 plus 1 only. That's equal to root 10 only. Okay, so my answer does not change. whether I take x2 here or y2 there, x2 y2 here and x1 y1 there, or vice versa, my answer does not change. Are we at a 5 about this? Are we at a 5 about this discussion? Can I get a quick check in the chat box here? Asghar, are you clear about this? All right, so write this as a note, okay? Write this as a note. How do I write it properly? Okay. Note, we can also write the distance formula as root over, I will write x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus y2 the whole square. Okay, does not matter. I can swap it, okay? Because when I square, that negative sign will become positive, okay? Does not matter, yeah? Now this is one note here, okay? There is one more important note, okay? There's one more important note. Okay? There's one more important thing. I'll take 5 minutes extra. I'll tell, just tell the other teacher that Gaurav sir is taking 5 minutes extra, okay? If you can type it in the chat box, my WhatsApp is dead, okay? The next thing here is how to find the distance of a point from the origin, okay? Think about a point here, any point here, okay? Let's take any point here. How to find the distance of this point? How to find the distance of this point from the origin? From the origin, okay? Now, if you see from the origin, again, even if I use the same formula, x2 minus x1, x1 is 0. So x2 minus x1 is 0 whole square plus y2 minus y1 is 0. Okay, that's basically x square, x1 square or x2 square. This point ka x coordinate ka square plus this coordinate ka y coordinate square, whole thing under root. Okay, that's all. Yeah, basically I'm doing, what am I doing? I'm doing, this is the x coordinate of that point. This is the y coordinate of that point. X square, I'm using Pythagoras theorem in this triangle. Everyone okay with this? Using the formula also, I get the same thing. Without using the formula, using my intuition also, what do I get? I get ki ye hai, this is my y, this is my x. Put a right triangle here. This will be x square root over x square plus y square. Correct? That's our Pythagoras theorem there. Okay, so we'll write this one thing also down and then we will wrap up today's class. Distance of a point from the origin is equal to, of a point x comma y, let's write, of a point x comma y from the origin, because origin will have 0 comma 0, so my this thing becomes 0, this thing also becomes 0, so you have just x minus 0 the whole square and y minus 0 the whole square, so you end up having x square plus y square only under the root, right? So that's what's happening here. That's equal to root over x square plus y square. Okay, you can write point P and the distance will be OP because O is the origin, always used to measure the origin. So put this also in a box. That's our class for today, guys. Okay, we have a short homework. Okay, we'll take a short homework today because you're preparing for circles UD tomorrow. Okay, short homework, that's exercise. What's the chapter number? Can someone tell me? Exercise 1, question 1 and question 2. Yes, I'm getting a sound from someone. And let's do question 8 also. Okay, these 3 questions are your homework. Okay, Can we quickly take that question? This homework will take you like hardly half an hour. Not even half an hour, I think. It's 15, 20 minutes or so. So we done. Can we? Someone share the screenshot of this thing?